All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I think we have some good news as it appears Gervonta Davis has a replacement headed to him in exchange or instead of this fight that everybody thinks is happening, Jake Paul. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, which just got a little bit deeper as a former 140-pound champion, Rayo Valenzuela, has reportedly moved back down to 135 pounds. And if you remember at all the situation related to Rayo Valenzuela, you will know that is taking a shot at getting a fight with Gervonta Davis. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It makes just a ton of difference to the channel, especially to the people that support in the super thanks with the little $ by the comment section down at the bottom of your screen. Greatly appreciated. But let's get into this because I'm tired of hearing about a fight taking place between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Every day I'm asked about that fight. Every day, my guy, Big Dog Willie, shout out to Big Dog Willie. Big Dog Willie is cracking jokes in the super chats, cracking jokes in the chat about guaranteed November 23rd, Las Vegas, Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Well, I think that just got put to rest as Rayo Valenzuela has just moved back down to 135. If you're not familiar with Rayo Valenzuela is a PBC fighter. He originally was fighting at lightweight. He was a up and coming lightweight that people were talking about fighting Gervonta Davis. He had only had one loss, and that was kind of a shock loss to Edwin De Los Santos. But Rayo moves up to 140 pounds and puts on a dominating performance against Isaac Cruz, somebody else that was in line to fight Gervonta Davis. And Rayo Valenzuela won that fight. Now, Rayo lost his title to Gary Antoine Russell on Gervonta Tank Davis's undercard. What I thought was a terrific fight and one that I was extremely happy about because Gary Antoine Russell, in my opinion, is one of the best 140-pound fighters, if not one of the best fighters in the sport. Very underrated, very underdiscussed. But Rayo still put on a valiant performance. He fought with, all he had. It wasn't anything like that fight card with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez where people phoned it in. He fought all the way out. So with the news that he is going to be moving back down to 135, and he's also fights on the same schedule pretty much as Gervonta. Again, he was on Gervonta Davis's undercard. That tells you that matchup is perfect for Gervonta if and when he gets past Lamont Roach, right? In the fight that's coming up, I do believe, in August. So this sounds much more and looks much more like a move within the PBC that will get a fight done for Gervonta Davis in an actual fight. Because again, Rayo Valenzuela is a former 140-pound champion, and he did not lose in any type of bad fashion to Gary Antoine Russell. He put up a good fight with Gary Antoine Russell. It just so happens that Gary Antoine Russell is just too much. He's just a machine. Gary Antoine Russell, somebody that's knocked out all but a few people. And so Gary Antoine Russell, Rayo Valenzuela was a great fight. I think both those guys wound up looking good in that fight. And that can get rid of all of this nonsense about Gervonta Davis fighting Jake Paul. Looking at the Gervonta Davis-Jake Paul fight, of course, it is going to be a fight that's going to generate more revenue in that fight than, say, Gervonta would if Gervonta fought pretty much anybody else. Pretty much anybody else. So, including probably a rematch with Ryan Garcia to see Gervonta in there with Jake Paul. But my understanding is the discussions for that fight were around the fight taking place over 3 rounds and it just be an exhibition. So even if he did that, that's not a real fight. You can take that and set that to the side. I like Rayo Valenzuela, and I'm telling you, I think that is a very, very good fight. Gervonta Davis, of course, you know what the naysayers will more than likely say about the fight, so I'm going to address those naysaying comments ahead of time. Well, Rayo Valenzuela is coming off of a loss to Gary Antoine Russell. So what if he's coming off of a loss to Gary Antoine Russell? It was for his championship belt against a guy that was one of the best guys in the division, and he's coming down in weight to fight a much smaller guy. And if he can make the weight, hey man, he can make the weight. Maybe he feels more comfortable at 100 and at 135 pounds. But I know for sure if he gets that fight, his bank account is going to look a lot better. And it's a fight that it just makes sense. It makes sense for the PBC. It makes sense for Gervonta Davis. It makes sense for Rayo Valenzuela. And you know something else about a Rayo Valenzuela fight? Rayo Valenzuela is somebody that's going to come to fight. And that brings value to any fight. A guy that you know is going to absolutely fight and going to come forward. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I really think that the stock of fighters that are going to go out there and try to win a fight, even if they can't, even if they lose, but they're out there actually trying to fight and actually do damage, those guys are going to wind up getting a lot of paydays because those guys are the ones that are willing to give the audience what they want to see, while you have more kind of, you know, some other people doing some ballerina acts in the middle of rounds for long periods of time and having people snooze on you. Devin Haney, Shakur, even though I think that last fight was more guilty of that than Shakur. I think Shakur will stand in there and he will fight with you. But hey, man, if you got some guns, hey, man, he may get up out of there. Anyway, I'm liking this situation. I hope that this is true because that adds even more depth to the 135-pound division. You have Abdullah Mason, who's talking about fighting Keyshawn Davis. You've got Lomachenko. We don't know what Lomachenko's doing. I think Lomachenko probably still is also in the mix for Gervonta because I don't think Lomachenko's going to want to say, yeah, let me fight Keyshawn Davis instead of fighting Gervonta. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know. Come back to this video and remember, I think it's much more likely that it is Rayo Valenzuela to fight Gervonta Davis than it is an exhibition with Jake Paul. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.